it's Yolz and welcome back to my channel. Today is another episode of our BossBabe series. Last week I was MIA, but now you know why. I was trying to tune us a little more professional setting, which is why we got a new background, we got a new setting so that we professionalize this thing, because we're boss babes. We need to keep improving. Today I want to tackle something that somebody in the comment section actually asked me yesterday, and I thought to myself, you know what? This is an absolute topic for today, because if we don't tackle it, it's going to be awkward. What is this question, y'all? Let me actually get into it. I'm going to go straight to my IG. I've got my phone here, I've got my notes, and this question actually came from somebody who was thinking, well, is it okay for me to ask questions, and what kind of questions she's going to ask? So I'm going to go straight into it. Basically, this person was asking me if I see anything wrong with somebody asking how I did certain things, or asking someone else how do they do things, because they saw a post from other influencers saying they don't share their manufacturer's details about packaging or materials or anything like that. Basically, the details you want to know about people's suppliers, whatever the industry may be. And she is a nail technician, and she just wanted to know, like, what can I ask? I am actually developing a website. Can I ask questions around that? So I want to read the answer to you so that we set the tone for this specific video, because we're talking about things you never share as a business person. I'm always sharing things, but I will be honest with you. There are things I'm just like, this is very close to my chest. These are very intricate details that I don't think I should be sharing from a business perspective, not only to protect me, but also what I'm trying to build, if you get what I mean. So let me actually give you the answer that I gave her, and then dig deep into the 5 things you should never be sharing if you are an entrepreneur. All right, so I said, hey hun, yes, I also don't share my skincare manufacturer details, but I share other information like my branding team, the team that helped me develop my website. I think on the surface questions are okay, but there are definitely certain things in business that you just cannot share. Now, I was trying to be as graceful as possible. So I made an example saying, for instance, if you were to make your own nail polish, right? And sharing your manufacturer's details just wouldn't make sense, because that's got your formula. You might as well share your nail polish formula publicly. That's personally my view. Also, it doesn't leave room for you as a business person or a newbie into business, a new boss babe, to shop around. I think every person entering a new business, a new entrepreneur, should be shopping around, sourcing different suppliers, sourcing different places to get samples and customize their own product so that you actually find what's best suited for your business. We all can have the same product, but we may have different business needs as individuals and as individual businesses. And that for me stands across everything. And then the most important thing is, entrepreneurship is a journey of learning. It's a journey of discovering, and it's a journey of you actually finding out where you can actually solve problems. You can't find your winning formula if you take Yolz's sheet mask manufacturer. And then what if you call my manufacturer and be like, you know what, the exact formula that you're using for Yolz Beauty, use it for me. It doesn't make sense. What have you learned through this process? I've learned so much about ingredients just by sitting down with a chemist and formulating my own sheet mask. So you actually end up not benefiting from the journey of being an entrepreneurship. What if you want to target hyperpigmentation? How are you going to get there if you're just copying and pasting in a sense? And please, again, take this in the most graceful way. This is actually going to help you solve a problem, because that's the whole journey of entrepreneurship. We're trying to make sure that you are serving a need. If you go back to our business books, grade 8, grade 9, grade 10, right up to grade 12, in fact, even in university, you find out that the qualities of an entrepreneur is to solve a specific need. So you're not solving it if you're just going to basically be getting everything handed to you through an influencer or through anyone, your mom, just giving you a formula and you selling it. You might as well just resell a complete product, if you get what I'm saying. The other thing is, it doesn't encourage independent thinking, which is what I said to her, and creativity as well. Find your way. What is it about your business that makes this sheet mask unique? It doesn't mean that you shouldn't start a sheet mask business. It just means that you need to find one that's different to Yolz Beauty, because that uniqueness is what's going to be your winning formula to the different markets you might even target. Different to mine, or even if it's the same target market, they might like yours just because it's differentiated by something that's there. It might even be the manufacturer, okay, that you found on your own. So that's the tone for this whole episode. So with that said, let's get straight into my 5 points. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. This is a Boss Babe series that is meant for each and every one of you. Yes, you too. So click subscribe and join the Yolz channel family. Let's get straight into the 5 points that you should never be sharing. Let's start off lightly with my favorite topic, money. No one should know how much your business is making. Honey, even if you're making a turnover of $1 million, let that be seen in your Forbes 30 under 30. But don't be sharing that kind of information with people who seem very close to you, just because you don't want to cause any friction that's unnecessary. Also, in a business, share that with certain staff members who have to deal with that, but with the highest confidentiality that you possibly can. It is nobody's business. You know I shared when we hit our first 50K in the first 3 hours of launching. But I remember thinking to myself, maybe I shouldn't have shared that, because not everyone will be happy for you. And not everyone has got the same vested interest in the business. I don't want to make someone feel uncomfortable. I don't want somebody to compare and be like, yeah, but she made 50. What's wrong with me? So there are so many different things, but also I also just felt like I actually don't want that information out there. So now that I am, a bit less greener than I was then, I don't think I want to share the type of monies we make as a turnover, at least as a business, right now, publicly with just anybody. And if I do share it, let that be with my sales manager in my business, somebody who is involved with setting the targets and whether or not we're making those targets, because that's her concern. But it should not be with just Nomabani and even family members. Now, next thing, they're asking you for money because you said you made 100K turnover in the first 3 months of your business or whatever. You just don't want to get into those situations, and it is really nobody else's business but yours. The next thing is obviously this topic, where it comes from, your manufacturer's details. I personally just don't feel comfortable sharing that, not only because of the reasons that I've mentioned, the fact that it encourages you to go and research, but also there's information available there. Actually, just Google it, you will find it. Most manufacturers are on Google, and if you can't find it on Google, keep searching. The thing is, all information is actually available everywhere. It might be a call away, it might be a Google away, it might be just you trying to find somebody else who's connected. It might be closer than what you think, your own network. Those are people who can possibly share that kind of information. Of course, when I say don't share, I mean publicly, but there are certain networks you might be part of that may actually share that kind of information. There might be suppliers lists that are available on the net. It's for you to find that, but don't be sharing that when you do have it with the whole world. And also just confidentiality. Keep some things to yourself. Share a lot of other things that are on the surface, but not your manufacturer's details. The third thing is your winning formula. Certain things in your business makes your business, literally and figuratively. Just because I run Yolz Beauty a certain way, maybe just what actually wins my customers, not just the product. It might be the customer service. It might be something extra that we add. It might be the packaging, okay? There's certain things that every business has that makes them unique. We can all have sheet masks, but there's a certain way that Yolz Beauty presents their sheet masks that I may not share. Some are public, like for instance, seeing the brown girl on our covers. That's public information, but there may be certain things there that may be literal in the actual formula. I'll put the ingredient list. Every single ingredient is there, but you don't know the formula. Keep that to yourself. If you're creating nail polish, if you're creating hand creams, whatever it is, keep that formula to yourself. Keep that very close to your chest. Next is very important as well. I'm a big sharer. I get excited and I just want to share. But there's certain things with certain people that I've learned I only share with my very closest if I need to share, but otherwise do not share it. That is your next move. Nobody needs to know where you are going as a business, because again, not everyone has got your best interest at heart. Not everyone is just here to listen to what you're doing next and what you're launching next. Next thing, copy and paste. You see that exact thing that you wanted to launch 5 weeks before you launch. Do you know what I mean? Also, not only because of that, but there are just things out there. I am a firm believer that when I bless you, but there might be other people who are literally cursing you and yet smile in your face. So just be careful about what you're sharing, okay? And especially your next move, your plans, the best place to actually share it is on your knees to the Lord. Let Him be the one who lays His hand on those plans and establishes it. So just be careful. Let your winning formula be yours. The other thing that I ran into while starting my business is having the question of, can I share your human resource, your staff? Believe it or not, there may be people out there who see value in the people who work for you, whether it's family or not. Do not borrow your stuff. And it sounds so taboo, but it exists. Somebody might love the skill set of your PA or your marketing manager or your fulfillment manager. Don't be sharing that kind of resources. In fact, most of your resources should not be shared unless you guys are bulk buying to scale up, which is actually what I'll talk about in my next video. But that's the only time you should be sharing resources in general. But your human resources is one of the most important resources in your business, okay? I'm building my business with people. We are co-creating this thing. So now if I'm sharing somebody who works for me, what guarantee do I have that the confidential things that we discuss in our meetings are not going there to my brother, who's also got a business that may be different to mine and now suddenly knows exactly what we discuss in our private rooms or private meetings in my business? So yeah, those are the 5 things. I really hope they were helpful for you, and I really hope they're going to make you more sensitive with what you share and also with what you ask, because you might be somebody who's starting a business and maybe wondering, what can I ask, what can't I ask? I think these are things that you definitely should not be stepping over. And also, don't be shocked that you're not getting answers. You're not getting that DM response that you're expecting. You're not getting that email response that you're expecting. It's simply because they're just sensitive things that people don't want to share, simply because they want to protect the best interest of their businesses. Honeys, that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I am interested in what you have to say, firstly about this topic, and of course, boss babe questions that you have as an entrepreneur, upcoming entrepreneur, a new startup that you've got, whatever it is, pop it down in the comments below. I want to know. And of course, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I love you guys so much. Bye.